Welcome to Tech Tip Daily. Today I'll be giving you a few tips and tricks on how you can utilize ChatGPT to basically read and or summarize and understand any given document. So to begin, simply open up your browser and go to chatgpt.com or chat.openai.com. Just verify that you're at the correct URL and you're completely signed in. And then to begin, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and find the document initially that you'll want to be analyzing or having ChatGPT look over, or to summarize or whatever it is. And you're going to want to go ahead and click the plus sign, and you're going to go add photos and files. Then you're going to want to find the file in question. For us, we're using a handbook of market psychology. I'll go ahead and click that, open it up. It's a pretty large book, and we're going to have it be uploaded to ChatGPT directly. And we can say, can you summarize this book in point form? Now, even though this is a gigantic book that's in PDF form, it'll be able to literally read the entire thing and give us a summary in point form exactly of what is in this book. You can also ask it to analyze and do other things. But just to give you an example, we're asking it to summarize, and watch how it does this. And just like that, it's going to give us a point form of everything, every single chapter of the book. And what's beautiful is you can actually utilize this for any document. You can use it for Excel files if you want to analyze data, or you can use it for PDFs where you have written material that could be from maybe your work or from school. And let's say you have a test coming up and you want to, there's a chapter you have to read. You can literally just upload the PDF version of the book that you have and have ChatGPT summarize that chapter, and you can go over it right away without actually having to read it. I mean, obviously you're better off reading it if you have an exam or something, but it gives you this extra edge to give you the summary of exactly what's written in the book. And then it gives us a very broad understanding. We can say, for instance, can you go into detail of, let's say, Chapter 1? And it'll be able to analyze Chapter 1 and give us a detailed summary of that specific thing. So, for instance, if you had an exam on, let's say, Chapter 5 of a book, then you can go ahead and have it do the exact same thing. And what's crazy is you can also ask it, once this is finished, can you test me on that chapter? Well, let's say quiz. We'll say, can you quiz me on that chapter? And after you have the summary, you'll go ahead and click enter to quiz you. And you'll see that it'll be able to actually quiz you completely on it and tell you if you're correct. So, for instance, what major shifts in psychology influenced the consumer research in the 1950s to 1970s? And you'll go through, and this is pretty much giving you a, preemptive testing before your actual quiz or test. Maybe it's even something for work where you have to understand a certain document. Maybe you read it already and already understood it, but this will give you more in-depth understanding by having it either quiz you or by reanalyzing everything if there's a part that you didn't understand. For instance, you can ask it, you can also ask it, can you explain Chapter 2 to me like I'm 10 years old? So it'll explain it in very simple language to you, and you'll be able to really get a grasp if you had a hard time understanding it. That's very important, I think, for like some math topics or data topics, and it just really helps you get your head around, wrap your head around different topics that maybe you had a harder time understanding and reading yourself. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also go ahead and upload data files. For instance, I can upload a Excel file. For instance, I can do, my crypto transaction summary. And let's say, how many buys did I make, not in dollar value, but actual buys in, let's say, 2022. And it'll analyze your data and actually give you an answer from the data. And you can do this with any data set or any form of Excel file. And you can see for instance, here you made 42 buy transactions in 2022, not counting dollar value, just the number of individual buys. And you can analyze it for any other type of data set, and it could pretty much become your own accountant. As for me, it would take me forever to actually go ahead and try to calculate this, as opposed to just asking ChatGPT to calculate it itself, which is fantastic. So that's pretty much how you go ahead and utilize ChatGPT to read any data file, including massive PDFs like we've seen here. It can literally read entire books and give you summaries and test you on it. And you can also utilize data sets or anything that can literally be uploaded to ChatGPT. It can read and give you its 2 cents on. It's always best to verify and go over the information on your own, because sometimes obviously AI can be mistaken, but it does give you a nice summary and capabilities to reanalyze data with a second opinion. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.